In this lesson, we will learn how to apply transformations to graph of absolute valued functions and effects of these transformations on different elements of the graph. Let's get started with the graph of the base function y is equal to x mod. So let's first draw the graph of base function y is equal to x mod. We already know that this is a V-shaped graph. We can easily draw it like this one, and drawing from the other side, this will look like this graph. So here is the equation for this graph, y is equal to mod of x. Now we want to apply transformations. To apply transformations, transformation y is equal to x minus h mod. Remember that this is a horizontal transformation. It is also known as horizontal shift. And this negative sign means that graph will move or will be shifted toward right. So negative means negative moves graph to right. Positive moves the graph to left. Positive moves graph to left. So for first case, when we have h is equal to minus 2, when h is equal to minus 2, from equation 1, what will be the equation of transformation? So let's call this as 1. Y is equal to x minus negative 2 means that negative times negative is plus, and here we have x plus 2. This plus sign indicates right here that graph will move toward left by how many units? By 2 units. So this thing plus 2 means the graph moves to left by 2 units. So let's move this graph to left by 2 units. So then the vertex will be like right here, 2 units toward left. And the shape of the graph will be still same, and we will have the shape of graph like this. And the other side will look like this. So this will be the shape on the negative side. So this is equation y is equal to x plus 2 mod. And if we want to define this number 2, h is equal to, when h is equal to 2, then from 1, then from equation of transformation, which is defined in 1, we have y equal to x minus 2. We know that negative sign indicates that the graph will move to right by 2 units. Here this 2 is indicating that how much the movement we have to make. So now the vertex will move 2 units from the origin toward right, and the new shape of the graph will be this. And on the other side, we will make similar graph like, and this equation is y is equal to x minus 2. So now you can see anytime if you want to move the graph toward left or right, you can write the equation, or if you are given an equation defining the left or right, or in other words horizontal movement, you can do so. And for second case, we have vertical shift. So for now we will draw the graph of y is equal to x mod plus k, and for that purpose here we define vertical shift. Vertical shift. And for this, define the transformation, the vertical shift by y is equal to mod of x plus k. So this is a number which is being added outside the modulus sign, and let's call this in this reference as equation number 2, because that is the general equation of transformation. Now depending upon the value of k and the sign, the graph will make the movements up or down. The positive sign indicates, positive means graph moves up, and negative sign indicates graph moves down. So here, if we have, for the first scenario, if we have k is equal to minus 2, then equation of transformation, if k is equal to minus 2, then equation of transformation would be y is equal to x mod minus 2, which means the base graph y is equal to x mod will move 2 units down. So let's first draw the base graph. The base graph, we know that vertex is at origin and it is V-shaped, so we can certainly draw this graph. We have done it many times before. So there is the graph. This is y is equal to mod of x. That is the base graph. It's also one of the toolkit functions graph as well. And now y is equal to x mod minus 2. This negative sign indicates the graph moves down. So we start from the vertex which is 2 units below the base graph, and keeping the shape just same way, let's do this graph, and on the other side same way we can draw the shape of the graph like this. So this is y is equal to mod of x minus 2. Now when we want to consider k is equal to plus 2, if k is equal to plus 2, this means the equation of transformation, formation is y is equal to mod of x plus 2, which means the base graph will move up by 2 units. This means the vertex will be right here, 2 units above the origin. So we can again draw the graph, just keep the V shape intact, and there we can draw the graph. And for the other side, this will be the shape of the graph. So this equation is y is equal to mod of x plus 2. And now for third scenario, where we need to illustrate the stretch. For third scenario, for stretch, let's draw the base graph again. Let's draw the base graph. And the base graph again is a base graph for y is equal to mod of x, which is again V-shaped graph starting from origin where the vertex is, and here is the V-shaped graph. There you go. So this is y is equal to mod of x. But something interesting here, that y increases one step right, one step up. This is the trend in the increasing values of y. So one step right, one step up, one step right, one step up, one step right, one step up. And now this arrangement will change. Let's define the transformation. Let's define the transformation formation by y is equal to a time mod of x. Since the trend in changing values of y, is 1, 1, 1, 1. So if a is equal to 2, so if a is equal to 2, then y changes by a time 1, 1, 1, 1. So this means if a is equal to 2, this means 2 times 1, 1, 1, 1, which suggests that for every one step right, there will be 2 steps up. So let's get started. And now, because this change is telling that for every one step right, there are 2 steps up. So let's start from the origin. 1 step right, 2 steps up. That's the point. 1 step right, 2 steps up. 1 step right, 2 step up. 1 step right, 2 step up. So this is the new shape, and same thing we can do on the left side. 1 step left, 2 step up. 1, 2. 1, 2, 1 and 2. So now we can draw the line through these points. And this is the new graph. So this is y is equal to 2 times y is equal to 2 times mod of x. This is called the vertical stretch. Now if we change the value of a, so now if we change the value of a, let it be 0.5, means a is equal to 0.5. Then y changes by a time 1, 1, 1, 1, and so on. Means this will be 0.5 times 1, 1, 1, and so on. This means for every one step right, there will be only half a number change. 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, and so on. So let's plot the graph on the same grid, and this time one step right, half point here, one step right, half there, one step right, half, one step right, half, one step right, half, one step right, half. Same thing on the left side, one step right, half, one step, this was going on left, one step left, half, one step further left and half, one step further left and half, one step further left and half. So now we can estimate a curve through these points. So this will be the new curve, and on the left side this will be like this. So this will be y equal to 0.5 mod of x. This is called vertical stretch or horizontal stretch, and this shows how it affects the graph by changing values of a. So now in this lesson we have studied the horizontal shift, the vertical shift, and the vertical stretch. We have applied these transformations separately. In next lesson we are going to apply all these transformations in one time and combine all these transformations in one graph. Let's get to the next lesson.